The XRP breakout is happening now. Folks, we closed off the day here at 310 all the way up to 314 earlier today. Big strength for XRP. I'm looking at Cassie Trade. She has $4.50 as the next fib level of resistance that we'll run into. How about a new all-time high for XRP coming in this month? Now, this could happen before the Fed interest rate decision comes in next week on September 17th. Not going to hang my hat on that, but what we've been warning about is a buy the rumor, sell the news run up and sell off on that interest rate decision. So the market's going to run up until Jerome Powell takes the stand and they announce the interest rate cut or whatever they're going to do. And then the market's going to sell off, right? Buy the rumor, sell the news. But then we will begin another buy the rumor, sell the news pump leading up to the ETFs going live for XRP in October. Now, Blockchain Backer posted that we had the highest daily close for the Total 2 and Total 3 in history today. So that's Total 2 is minus Bitcoin, Total 3 is minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is showing us here that alt season is here. Whatever indicator this is from Chad Steingraber, we've officially crossed the 75 level on this index, which is like the alt season index, I believe. I don't know if that's the exact name of it, but JP Morgan expecting 25 basis point rate cut. The expectation of rate cuts is here. Market's starting to move back up. And so what I got wrong, and I admitted that we got this part wrong, was the August slowdown was worse than anticipated. PPI came in hot, market came back down. It was a shaky month, and we kept that stagnant, right? No activity, no volume, leading up all the way till September 7th. So we had the date marked on our calendar when we knew that big energy shift was going to be coming in. We just were wrong about how much we were going to run up leading up to this date. But it has came and passed. We didn't go to the $4 to $5 XRP level yet that I had anticipated, but now we are, right? The breakout is happening now. And make no mistake about it, this isn't a matter of, oh, nothing happens till the ETFs go live. Nothing happens till regulations get passed in regards to the Clarity Act. No, that's not the case. Nothing happens till ETFs go live. No, you're wrong. These always are buy the rumor, sell the news events. Every single time. And I even showed how Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs were both buy the rumor, sell the news. When the Bitcoin ETFs went live, Bitcoin dropped by 30%. When the Ethereum ETFs went live, it dropped by 40%. So when the ETFs go live for XRP next month and we pull back, don't come back and tell me anything other than, Zach, you warned us about this. When the market pulls back next week, when Jerome Powell delivers the interest rate cut, and we get a little buy the rumor, sell the news, don't come back with anything other than, Zach, you warned us about that one too. And what we warned you about was the opportunity to pick up XRP under $3, which might be gone. We closed off the day at 310. The fib level that we wanted to flip into support was 308. We did on the daily. Now, where we close off the week will be something to watch. So, Sunday, we'll see where we close off for XRP. But it looks like the breakout is happening now. It doesn't look like we're going to see below $3 once again. I know we don't want to say that. We don't want to jinx it. But it really looks like we're off to the races. And XRP is going to move quickly from here, right? Just that 280 last week, we're only up 10% on the week in the past 7 days, but it feels like so much more because it felt like we were about to fall off the cliff. And there was a lot of FUD being pushed last week. But now folks are starting to realize, no, we are going to ease up the financial conditions with the Fed cutting interest rates. We are going to get XRP ETFs going live next week under the Rule 40 or Act 40 ETFs, the Rex Osprey ones, which have been kind of confusing. Trump coin, Bonk coin, Dogecoin, and XRP ETFs expected to go live, especially Doge ETF, it sounds like next week. And then the additional spot ETFs filed under the 33 Act, the ones that we've kind of really been looking at, those are all set to go live in October. And so basically between now and October, $4 to $7 XRP is my anticipation and expectation, I should say. $4 to $7 XRP. And then we're going to see a little pullback. But then we're well on our way to double digits. And once again, we don't have to look past the data, which is already in front of us. The Canadian spot XRP ETF, the 3IQ XRP ETF. It's like XRPQ is the ticker, which I kind of like. XRPQ, a nice little ring to it. That one has seen 130 million of assets under management so far. So inflows and outflows equating to 130 million of assets under management in that one. That's about 108 US dollars, right? You have a little exchange rate there between Canadian and US. But the point being, that's over 100 million of inflows into XRP and backing of those ETFs with physical XRP, right? Obviously, this is the digital world, but the spot ETFs have to be backed by real XRP. And so you've seen 130 million Canadian, let's just say 100 million US dollar inflows into that one ETF in Canada. Now we have over half a dozen with final deadlines in October. And I think a lot of people, we have so much disbelief in the XRP community because we've been suppressed for so long. Nobody believed that it was actually the end of the lawsuit. I guarantee you, watch, there's going to be people in the comments down below. If you still don't think that the XRP SEC versus Ripple lawsuit is over, let me know in the comments down below. Watch, go read the comments. There's going to be a couple of people that say, no, I think the case is still going on. People are in disbelief in the XRP community that the case is actually over, that the ETFs are going to go live 100%. They wouldn't be listing the XRP, HBAR, and Solana ETFs at the DTCC if they didn't know it was going to go live 100%. They wouldn't be wasting their time. The DTCC doesn't mess around. If they're listing it on their platform, it's because they already know, they have connections at the SEC. This is all one big club. We're not in it. But they don't waste their time and list it on their website at the DTCC, which is the biggest clearinghouse for securities in the world. They don't do that unless they know 100% the ETFs are going live. So just like I said, 100% the case is going to end this year. And people said, no, it's going to go till next year. It's going to go to the Supreme Court. It's going to go on forever, which it could have. But eventually you have to make a bet. People say, Zach, I don't like all the predictions lately. What are we here to do, my friend? I'm not a teleprompter reader. Okay, this is not CNBC. I'm here to make a call. Sometimes my calls I don't even feel like are that exciting. They're boring. A lot of my calls, right, are not clickbait. Some of the warnings that I put out are the opposite of what sells in regards to content. Telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Because what people want to hear is that XRP is going to $1,000 this year. People want to hear that XLM is going to go to double digits this year. People want to hear that we're all going to get together in a circle and sing Kumbaya while we have an alt season where everybody wins. That's not going to happen. And the bear market will be a bleed out of assets that don't have real utility with ETF inflows, digital asset treasury companies, and institutional adoption. Yes, you will go through a bear market that is going to be deadly for some projects. Okay? And you want to get out of those, full clip out of those bags before that happens. That's what I'm doing. I've lowered my targets on a lot of cryptos, and I've set sell targets on all of my big positions. Big positions in XRP meme coins that got a little bit too big, and all the other big positions in good utility assets. But I can just see, right? HBAR ETFs, they're coming, but not this year. XLM, ETFs, digital asset treasury companies, institutional adoption, it's coming, but not at the scale as XRP. And so, and there's a lot more supply for XLM and HBAR compared to 2021. HBAR is the best example. In 2021, it had 9 billion tokens in circulating supply, reaching a 55-cent all-time high. This bull run, it has 42 billion tokens in supply. So to reach a 55-cent all-time high for HBAR, we're going to need significant inflows. Is it coming? Yes. The timing of it gets interesting for me, because everything's going to follow XRP, which is going to run like heck between now and October. And then I believe that we, finish off this run, in double digits, but it might not come in until the beginning of next year or later in 2026 at some point for a double-digit XRP. It's coming. We're on the way. There's a few stops along the way. There's a few pullbacks along the way. And there's a few assets that are also going to run and top out along the way. And my objective is to sell off all these other altcoins that aren't checking off my boxes and not getting real institutional adoption, selling off those bags so that I can hold as much XRP as possible. There's two things that I want to achieve this bull run. Pull enough capital out of crypto to go invest in real estate and start that portfolio. The other thing is to hold on to as much XRP as possible. And I'm going to be putting out a separate video on XRP exit strategies versus not having an exit strategy? How can you never sell your XRP, live off of it, if that's what you want to do, if that's your plan, and if you're in a position to do so, how can you do that? I'm going to do a whole separate video on that. For a lot of people, the reality is you will have to sell some, or you do want to sell some, which is fine. I don't sell shame anybody. We have a very diverse community in a lot of different spots. And so everybody just needs to have conviction, whether it's selling off an altcoin, selling off a meme coin, or making a move with your XRP bag. Whatever it is, I just want you to be navigating the rest of this year with conviction. And I can tell you right now with conviction that the XRP breakout is happening now. And personally, I'm not waiting around for $3 XRP to come back around. I don't think it will. You might see a little bit of a pullback after the interest rate cut next week, but we could run up to $4, $4.50 between now and then. So stay ready, guys. By the way, for our Discord community, won't be doing a Discord call tomorrow. I'm actually going to be celebrating, it's my son's 2nd birthday tomorrow, so we'll be celebrating that, hanging out with the family. We got some other things to attend while we're on this little road trip. So I hope that you guys appreciate all the updates that we've been bringing to you guys during this time. All of our community resources are available at zachrector.com. But yeah, no Discord call tomorrow. We'll be making up for that. And then if you want to get into the Discord group, you sign up through Patreon to get access to Discord. We would love to have you in the family. Other than that, everything else is at zachrector.com. Thank you so much for the support. On the way out, if you could like this video, that would really help us out too. Okay, thank you and God bless you all.